Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Prakashika. In the playlist Placement Questions on Programming Languages I C, C++ and Python, today I have got you a question in C regarding for loop. So let's see the question. So we have include stdio.h because we are using printf statements, and then int main, it could also be void main, and because we have int main we have written 0. Then we have an integer variable I which is initialized to 0, and then I plus plus, then the condition is I is equal to 1, and then I is equal to 2, then printf in for loop, and then one more statement printf after for loop. The output of this code is in for loop will be printed because of this statement only once, and the output of this line printf statement is after for loop which will be printed only once. And there is a gap between the two statements printing because I have given the programming like that. After in for loop is printed, there is a space or a tab I can tell, and then after for loop will be printed, and it goes to the next line where it actually returns. There is nothing to print or execute. Now we already have seen, let me take a pen. So inside if loop or for loop, in C we usually write this curly braces, but if it is only one statement, writing this curly braces is not compulsory. However, if you have block of code that is more than one statement, you have to write this curly braces. If you don't write it, it means that there is only one statement inside this for loop or if condition that we have taken. And so this, though we mention it or we don't mention it, this print f after for loop is outside this for loop, so it will be printed only once. But this printf in for loop is printed only once because of the condition of the for loop. So let us understand how for loop exactly works. So for loop in C and C++ will have this generic format. For is a keyword. Then we do initialization. We write it before the first semicolon, and after the first semicolon and before the second semicolon, or I can say between the two semicolons here, we check the condition, and then we execute the statements. Once the statements are executed, it could be a single statement or multiple statements or a block of statements is what we call. We do the updation and then again check the condition. See, one thing we have to understand is initialization will be done only once, and it need not be here, it could be done outside also. And for loop is a pre-test loop or an entry control loop. That means it will first check the condition and then only it executes. If the condition is failed for the first time itself, for loop will not be executed at all. It checks the condition before executing at the entry itself. Therefore, it is called entry control loop or pre-test loop. And then after executing the statements, updation will be done. Updation need not be always I plus plus, I minus minus. It could be anything. I is equal to I plus 2, or simple variable assignment I is equal to 7. That is also fine. And for loop actually checks for these two semicolons only. So you don't have to do the initialization here, you can do it before. And the updation need not be written here, the statement you can do it along with the statements. And condition also you can write it inside also, but basically for loop what it checks is the generic syntax in C and C++, whether you have the two semicolon. Usually the condition will be with respect to the loop variable, and the updation will also be with respect to the loop variable. Uh, and there can be only one loop variable which you can initialize, one or two loop variables you can initialize or update, or more than two is also possible, but the condition you can check only among the loop variables. It cannot be with multiple loop variables. You cannot have multiple condition, but you can combine several number of conditions with respect to the loop variables. Like we take I, j, k. You cannot have condition for I, you cannot have condition for j and k independently. You can have conditions for I, j, k independently and combine and write it here. The initialization and the updation can be done together or independently also. So this loop variable is what determines the number of iterations we take. And where exactly do we use this for loop? Whenever you know how many number of iterations you have to do a particular block of code, only then you will use for loop. That is, you know the range, you know the minima to maxima or the maxima to minima. When we are going from minima to maxima, updation will be usually incremental, and it will be decrementing when it is from maxima to minima. Only then we use the for loop. So whatever I told, now I have put it in the form of a flow chart here, uh, like this. So for loop generic flow of execution, initialization is done in only once, and then it checks the condition. If it is true, executes the loop block, update, again checks the condition. So whenever the condition becomes false, it could be the first time itself, or after executing some n number of times, it exits the for loop. This is the generic flow. Now here, let us see what is the code we have. Int I is equal to 0. So you have done declared a variable I, which we are using it as the loop variable of integer type, and we have initialized to 0. Then inside the for loop, I plus plus is there. So I plus plus means what? I is still now equal to 0, but I plus plus means the next time you are using I, because it's a post increment operator, the I value will be updated to 1. But right now we will use the value of I as it is. Next time when you are using I, it will be incremented by 1. So I is equal to 0 is the initialization that is happening, and for the next time I becomes 1. That is, the next time is when you are using I, it is in a condition. So 1 is equal to 1 is true. So it executes the loop block, which is in for loop, and a space that is printed, and it comes to update. So update need not be always I is equal to I plus 2, I is plus plus, I minus minus, I is equal to I minus 7, like that. It could be like I is equal to 2, direct assignment operator. So I is equal to 2 is assigned. So again, it will not initialize. This is done. This is done only once. Now it again checks the condition. Now I is equal to 2. So there is no 2 plus plus that is being doing, because this initialization is done only once. 2 double equal to 1, it is false, so it comes out of the for loop. Next you have after for loop that will be printed. So that's how you have in for loop the space in the printf statement format that we have typed, and after for loop, so it will be a printed as the output, and the for loop basically runs only once. The initialization here, the value that we are giving to I is 0. It is not because I is equal to 0 is what we have written here, because it is I plus plus post operator, so it will take the initial value of I as it is, so I will be 0. And then for the next time it is checking for the condition, I becomes 1. Suppose it was pre-increment operator plus plus I, so it will take the value of I and update it immediately. So I value would have been, initialization would have been 1. So 0 plus 1 would have been 1. So I value would have been 1. And the next time also I would have been 1. That is the condition checking. But here we are initializing it with I is equal to 0. And then the use of a post increment operator, it is becoming 1. And then checking the condition, it becomes true, updating the value. So, so that is how the output that is being given is analyzed to be correct. So whenever a for loop is given in placement questions or any type of coding questions that you are trying to solve, coding snippets, it is better to put a for loop and then analyze the coding snippet that is given. See you in the next video. Bye. Thank you.